Welcome to Ninja Crypto Trader, and today we'll be taking a look at another scalping strategy that you can use for your cryptocurrency trading. Now, this strategy can be used on different time frames, but as we're focusing on the scalping aspect, we're going to be using the 5-minute time frame for the Bitcoin US dollar chart. So let's get into this strategy. It involves the use of 3 different indicators. So first of all, we're going to put in 2 exponential moving average indicators, or EMA. So we want to put in 2 of them. Now, one thing you need to note is that the exponential moving average is different from the simple moving average because it focuses more on recent prices. It puts more weight to recent prices. So the lines of similar length EMA and SMA will be very different. So for the first EMA, we are going to change the length to 20. Then we'll make it yellow, full opacity, and make it a bit thicker. So we have the 20 period EMA here, this yellow line. And for the second EMA, we are going to change the length to 50. Change the color to blue. And make it a bit thicker. So there we have them, the 2 exponential moving averages. Now, as you remember from previous videos, is that the moving averages are mainly used to show trend. And when you have a 20 period and a 50 period, when the 20 period is above the 50 period, we're in an uptrend, and when it's below the 50 period, we're in a downtrend. As you can see from here, the 20 period crosses below the 50 period and we go into a downtrend. Now, we will always trade with the trend, never against it, and that's why we have this too. Trading against the trend is it's never recommended. So these two are going to be used to show us or guide us in our trade in this strategy. Now, the next indicator that we're going to use is known as a Williams fractal indicator. So come back to indicators and type in Williams, and it's here, Williams fractal. So before I go into explaining exactly what this indicator shows, let's just make some changes to the style. We're going to make the up fractals, the above bar fractals, as red, and the below bar fractals as green. And I'll explain why we're doing this shortly. So once I zoom in, you're able to see this green and red arrows above and below different candlesticks. So what the Williams fractal shows you is that it shows you an extreme point in a set of candles compared to the candles around it. It gives you the most extreme points of those candles and will show an arrow to show these extreme points. So what this basically means is, if you take this candle here, for example, which has a red Williams fractal indicator above it, it's showing you the most extreme points compared to the candles around it. So compared to these 3 candles here and these 3 or 2, it's showing you this is the most extreme point. And the same goes for the arrows below. They're showing you the most extreme points from the candles around that specific candlestick. Now, this indicator is used to show different things. It can be used to determine your stop loss levels or your support and resistance levels. But in this strategy, we'll be using the Williams fractal signal to give us entry points for our trades. Bearish indicators or bearish signals are usually above the candle, and that's why I made it red, so that it follows up with how bearish signs are shown. Like the way the bearish candlestick is red, I made the bearish signal red, and the bullish ones are green, just like how bullish candlesticks are green. So these are the 3 indicators we will be using to make our strategy and find our potential entry points. Now, how do all these three indicators come into play? When we are in a downtrend, which will be shown by the interaction of the 20 period and 50 period EMA, we want to see bearish Williams fractal signals. And when we are in an uptrend, we want to see bullish Williams fractal signals. Remember that we always trade with the trend. So when we're in a downtrend, we want signals that are showing us a short position. When we're in an uptrend, we want signals that would signal a long position. But one thing you have to note about the Williams fractal, which is very, very important for this strategy, is that, as I said, the Williams fractal signal is comparing the most extreme points compared to candlesticks around that specific candlestick. So one thing you need to note is that it does take two candlesticks for the signal to appear because it's comparing the candles around. So if we take an example of this candlestick here, we won't see this red arrow till this second candlestick closes. So 1, 2. When this second candlestick closes is when this will appear. And also for the bullish ones, once this second candlestick closes is when this will appear. So keep note of that as we now get into how to find our entry points for long and short positions. So for a long position, what do we want? First, we need a point where we are in an uptrend. So let's take an example of this point right here. So first of all, 20 period EMA above 50 period EMA. Good, we are in an uptrend. Now we want this signal to be between the 20 period and 50 period EMA, this signal here. That is one very crucial thing. And also, as I said, it takes two candles to form. So we count 1, 2, and your entry point will be here. Now you can place your stop loss at the 50 period EMA, or you can use support and resistance analysis for the long position, a support analysis to find your stop loss point. Your take profit point will also depend on your support and resistance analysis. Now for a short trade, it's the inverse. What we're going to want is for the 20 period EMA to be below the 50 period EMA to confirm we are in a downtrend. And once again, we want the Williams fractal between these two EMAs. So as you can see here, our entry point will be here. And as you can see, price dropped in the next 10 minutes. So this, it is always not 100% accurate. As always, no trading strategy is 100% accurate, but it can be used to really give you really good entrance signals for potential trades. So you feel free to try this strategy, add a few other forms of technical analysis or indicators to find even better entry points using this strategy. Now, for one question that you might find yourself asking is, if you do find a point where you have gotten into a trade and you see another signal shown by the Williams fractal, in that the trade is going well, you've gotten in, and you see it's still going in the direction you want, should you get into the trade again? Now that is completely up to you and your risk taking, how you're going to handle the risk, because the more you put in, the more risky the trade becomes. So that is the end of this strategy. Now, if you like the platform that I'm using in this video, it's known as Bybit, and if you want to go ahead and trade cryptocurrency on Bybit, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. If you don't have an account with Bybit, new users get a free bonus on their first deposit. So go ahead and click that link to start your trading journey on Bybit. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And for those who are new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on more awesome trading strategies. And by this, I'm signing out.